Hey gang, John Bacarella here with your Lake St. Clair ice fishing report. It is Wednesday, January 27th, and let's talk first about one final warning for you guys for signing up for that big perch contest. So this coming Friday is your last chance to sign up for the big perch contest. You can either go online on our website, sportsmensdirect.com, and you can search for big perch, and it should come up, the contest on there. You can sign up. It's $5 to get in, and then if you choose the in-store pickup function on there, you won't get charged any shipping. So that'll just be your registration fee. Of course, you can buy other things if you want as well too, but that's if if you can't make it in here by Friday, that's the way you need to sign up, because starting Saturday, we're going to start weighing fishing. So as soon as we hit Saturday, sign up's going to be done. You're not going to be able to sign up anymore. Same thing for our free fishing contest. We will start weighing fishing in all those different categories: perch, bluegill, crappie, sunfish, walleye, you guys know the drill, pike. You'll be able to start weighing fish in on Saturday. All fish must be weighed in here at our Metro location. We want all the fish on one scale. That way and same people weighing the fish. That way there isn't any variation between the two store scales and all that. So all fish got to be weighed in here at Metro. So with that, let's start talking about ice. So we are definitely got some good cold weather now, and we've had some cold weather, and the canals are all locked up. And most of the guys are fishing canals right now, but we'll start out on the north end of the lake, and we'll start talking about the lake ice formation, since basically canals are frozen. So if you guys have access to canals, you can definitely fish on the canals, and by this weekend, we ought to have some pretty good thickness in the canals as well. So up on the north end of the lake, the raft, the guys are finally on the raft. They are not on anywhere else on the main lake as of today. So this is Wednesday evening, and we're going down to 12, 13 degrees tonight. The wind is still blowing offshore pretty good here, so I'm hoping it lays down. Once it lays down, this whole lake should lock up. And then we've got 3 nights in the teens to possibly single digits, and especially like up there by Fairhaven area, it's going to get colder up there, I'm sure. So it would not be like unbelievable to see us possibly on main lake ice in some of those areas by the weekend when we got single digit temperatures, highs in the teens and 20s. So anyways, but right now the raft on the north end is the only main lake ice that you have. From the raft all the way down to Cotton Road is open water. But once you hit Cotton Road, from Cotton Road all the way to the point coming out of the Clinton River, out of South River, is all frozen. There is a ton of ice out in front of the Selfridge boat ramp. Now, nobody's been on it yet. At least when I checked it this morning, the guys were not out on that lake ice yet. But I expect guys are going to be starting to venture out there either tomorrow or Friday, definitely by the weekend. They really didn't have any snow on that ice out there. A lot of that water had seeped up through the ice, and so it turned to slush out there, and it was patchy. You could see all the patches. So that stuff ought to freeze really well. They are fishing in the boat launch still at Selfridge, but like I said, once the guys can get out on that lake ice, you're going to see a lot more guys going out onto the main lake. And it's pretty much one big continuous sheet, as far as I could tell, from there all the way to Cotton Road. So, once we get some good thickness, you guys will be able to actually go out and venture around out there. I really don't see that ice going anywhere out there, especially if we can skim over the rest of the lake on that north end tonight or tomorrow night. So it should lock it in pretty good. Now, coming back down further south, and we'll go over to the Harley Ensign area down there. It's froze out in that boat launch area, but that current coming out of the Clinton River keeps moving stuff around out there. Over on the south side facing Metro, that was trying to freeze today. It was really trying to freeze. I mean, you could literally see it skimming over, and then the wind moving everything around out there, because we had a north wind earlier today, pretty good north wind. It kept moving everything around. And but again, same deal for that. That could freeze up tonight with the wind laying down, and we could have decent ice out there, at least walkable ice, maybe by the weekend. So we'll just have to wait and see. The canals in that area, for you guys that have access to all those canals, guys are fishing those canals. There's even been guys fishing on the Clinton River itself. That's been actually frozen for over a week now. So So any of you guys familiar with that, got access over there. You got to definitely be careful if you get out on that Clinton River, because it erodes just like the spillway from the bottom up. Now we're going to come down a little bit further south from Harley. Of course, we go to Metro Beach. Now, earlier in the week, we had ice off of the beach, and that ice blew out. It blew out last night when we got that north wind on the backside of this snowstorm, and the ice that was there was gone. So it was open water today, so I really don't have any pictures of that. No need to take pictures of that. But it's same deal for that. I mean, if we get a wind shift or that lays down, that's going to freeze right up out there. I mean, it's literally freezing and blowing out and freezing and blowing out when I was down there watching it today, just like it was in a lot of other areas. So same thing goes for there. Now, there are a lot of guys fishing in the Metro Park. They're fishing out in that main basin area over by the boat launch, and they're also fishing out off of the side into the marsh, and from the marsh all the way back towards Jefferson. So, and they've been doing pretty good in that area all week. They've been catching some nice panfish there. But today it was just a little bit slower. Here at Metro Beach over on the marsh side, you can see the van in the background and the floating dock, and got a couple of buddies I just see out here on the ice, so we're going to take a walk out here and see how they're doing. Cold enough for you guys?
It's a little slow this morning. A little slow.
Well, bluebird sky and front just came through, so
we checked out the Crocker launch. The ice is a little thin there, so we don't go on.
There are some guys on it now.
We saw it. One guy said when you walked out it was cracking, so
yep.
I can wait.
I'm really surprised at how much ice there was out in the front, but Metro's gone now,
yep.
so
yeah, that blew out yesterday.
It'll freeze tonight.
I think so.
Some guys way in the back there. So yeah, so it was a little bit cold out there on the ice talking with my buddy Lou today, but the guys are out there and they have been catching fish all week, although today with the bluebird sky and the backside of that cold front, not so much. But so let's move on down a little bit further south now. So that was Metro, and let's go to Crocker Road, or everybody calls the Crocker Boat Launch or Clinton River Cutoff. And amazingly enough, it was frozen there today, and it's been frozen all week, because you guys are going to be able to tell old ice from new ice. If it's got snow on it up until this weekend, anything with snow on it is going to be a little older ice. If it doesn't have snow on it, it is new. So that's after the snowstorm. So the ice there at Crocker is some of that older ice. It's got a little bit of snow cover on it, but the guys were getting out on it today, and I would imagine they're catching perch in there. That is normally a really good first ice spot. Now that ice did extend out and went around the corner towards Beacons Cove, and I was on the point at Beacons Cove looking at the ice as well. There was ice over towards Geno's from the point at Beacons Cove, but it was more or less just a chunk of ice. But there was ice out in front of Beacons Cove that wrapped around over to Crocker. So same deal for that, guys. We're going to have to see what happens with the winds. If the winds lay down or if the winds blow onshore, that old ice is going to come back in. It's going to fill in really quick, and then it's going to be game on. But right now we're kind of at the mercy of the winds. The winds are really stopping the ice formation. But let's just see what happens tonight. I've heard reports that further south, when you get down all the way down by Masonic, they have ice down into the mile roads. Now, I did not go down that far, but it would not surprise me if some of those bays down there on that southern end of the lake down by 9 Mile and down by Blossom Heath may have some shore ice hanging on in some of those bays down there. But again, I did not get down that far, and it's kind of hard to see a lot of those bays without actually having good private access down there. But the canals down in that area through the shores should all be frozen as well, just like they are up on this end, just like it is back in the marsh. As far as fishing goes, the guys that have been getting out have been catching fish. I mean, we keep seeing some good reports of some really nice perch and the occasional walleye mixed in with those perch, and I'm hearing that from multiple guys. So if we do get lake ice in places like that Crocker Road access, anywhere where you can get out onto some of that lake ice, I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised with perch. And if you stay into the evening hours, you're probably going to get into some walleyes too, because there's just so many of them. It's going to be kind of hard to avoid those eyes. So that's the report for this week. Remember, get in here between now and Friday and sign up if you want to get in on that big perch, that cash contest, or go online and sign up. As we get more and more reports, watch our Facebook page. As that lake locks up, I'll be doing real short, just some, maybe some short videos or pictures trying to keep you guys informed on the ice conditions out here on Lake St. Clair. You guys have a great one, and we'll see you next time. Hey, if you like this video content and you want to get updated as soon as the next video is out there, hit that subscribe button and the little bell icon, and you'll get notified as soon as the next video is up.